MOS, I was actually a 21 Zulu, which was a combat engineer attached to a quartermaster company doing 92 Alpha paperwork, basically. In my experiences, I was sent overseas in 2009, 2010 during the Iraq drawdown and was stationed for 9 months while we were having a downgrade of troops and equipment. During my time, actually, when I was overseas, I did end up developing a few injuries, mostly hearing and part of my leg and my back. And I did go through the VA when I first got back. Most of it was just to go to therapy and have hearings checked, the pretty standard checks. And I actually continued into the reserves and stayed there for actually a number of years. I was put on profiles. I was put on light duty. I wasn't really put on a lot of different, like mostly desk duties. I wasn't put out too much in the field. It wasn't until after I completely tried to do the new PT test that my profiles were no longer eligible. So I was forced to actually try the tests and actually ended up popping out my knee because my leg profile was for non-running and the new test didn't have running, had weightlifting, and I didn't know how my leg was going to react, and it actually caused more damage. And with that, the military basically said, well, you're going to be medically profiled either your entire existence and not pass the PT test. So it's better if you just kind of walk away and retire on your own. So that's what kind of led me just kind of looking for. I did go through the VA. They gave me therapy. They just said, this is all you're qualified for because this is all we have documentation for. But when I went with Trajector, they asked more questions. They were able to get the doctors to look at other things like my hip, which turned out to have some problems, my back, my arms, more things that the military was kind of dismissing because there wasn't proof or evidence. And that's, I think, what helped me to have someone in my corner, because doing it on my own, it only gave me so much that I could prove. And Trajector actually, I think, helped them to see that there was more to it than just what I had on my own. I felt more heard. Like, I would say that I would feel these issues, but like I said, without the military saying, where's the evidence? And them not willing to do the tests, not willing to, and even for some aspects, they did test me, but just kind of kept it in the paperwork and said, well, you'll be better after a while. And I feel with Trajector, they listened more, they were able to test, and they would say, okay, now we're going to document and put it in your file, not just here's some pills, here's some medication, and you're done. I feel a lot more at peace now that I know that my former disability was only like $1,000, and now I'm getting almost $4,000, and I feel like now I can provide a little bit more for my family, that I can go back and get the benefits that I deserve, like getting my certifications for teaching and not working just regular jobs. I can actually have a full career, but knowing that as I'm doing this, I have money that I can use towards this, and using the programs that the VA would normally give you if you have the 100%. That Trajector really did look out for me.